Assalamu alaikum, dear friends. How are you? Job interview. All of us need the job interview, and sometime we are going to be interviewed because we want a job. At certain other times, we are interviewing somebody, or we are sitting in the interviewer panel. It is important for us to know to understand what is all about the interviews. Certain very important tips are going to be shared here today. Let's look upon the subject. First of all, we need to understand that there are certain things which we need to do earlier and prior to the interview. These things are five in number. First of all, it is research the company and the industry. The industry as a whole, the sector as a whole, then that particular company where you are going to apply, you have applied for the job and are waiting for the interview. So we need to know about the both of these. Number two, it is review job description and requirement. What is their requirement? We need to understand what type of person they are looking for. So the third is prepare resume and cover letter. You need to prepare well as we can the resume and the cover letter. We need to work hard on it. We need to work smart on it. We need to work thoroughly on it because that is something crucial. But the fourth is it is practice communication, practice common interview questions. Firstly, knowing, and then practicing the common interview questions. Common interview questions regarding that particular job. Just sit silently and do the brainstorming either on your own or with another person somehow. Practice common interview questions. Now the fifth and the last is plan outfit and transportation. What are you wear? What type of clothes are you going to wear? And your shoes, your socks, everything else. That is, plan your outfit and transportation as well. The transport you are going to use to be there. So that is the pre-interview preparation. These are the five things. Now the second step during the interview. Earlier prior to the interview, now during the interview, again there are five things to be taken care of, five things to be remembered. Now the first is arrive 10 to 15 minutes early. Arriving, if at all they have called you to be there at 10 o'clock, be there at quarter to 10 o'clock. So the second is greet interviewer with a smile and a firm handshake. With a smile, once they call you, then give them a smile, and of course a firm handshake, provided they are ready for a handshake. In certain situations, maybe handshake is not considered good. Somehow, that is greet interviewer with a smile and a firm handshake. The third is maintain eye contact and a confident body language. Maintaining eye contact on the one hand and a confident body language on the other hand. The fourth is listen actively and respond thoughtfully. Listening actively and responding thoughtfully. The fifth is ask insightful questions. Asking insightful questions, not the plain question, but in slightly insightful question. Now the first segment was what we need to prepare before the interview. Now we talked about during the interview. Now we need to thirdly know the key interview skills. let's go to the key interview skills. There are five things to note. The first is that communicate clearly. Communicate Communicate clearly, concisely, and articulately. Communication. Be clear, be concise, and be articulate. Number two, that is confidence. That is regarding the first is about communication, the second is about confidence. Show enthusiasm and self assurance as well. Showing enthusiasm, showing self assurance as well. The third is about problem solving, and it is provide specific example that how did you solve any important problem while you were working in another company. So that is about the problem solving. Provide specific example. The fourth is about the teamwork, and that is empathize, collaborate, and adaptability. Adaptability. Empathize mean as for your team members are concerned, if you are a leader, even if at all you are an ordinary member, empathize on the one hand with the rest of the team members, with any of the team member, then be ready for the collaboration, collaborating with other people, because it is a teamwork. And then of course the adaptability, because it is not necessary that the things are going to be according to your own requirement or the way it suits you. It could be totally different. So, for that reason, it is important that we develop the adaptability. Now, the fifth is about the positive attitude. This is show eagerness to learn and to grow. Showing eagerness to learn and to grow. So, that is, there are three segments, and the fourth one is it is about common interview question. This is about the common interview question. That is something we must understand, we must note, and these are again five in number. The first one is tell me about yourself. They will ask you, they might ask you, most probably they will ask you, tell me about yourself. Then you need to tell certain important things about yourself. Now, the second, they might ask, why do you want to work here? Why do you want to work here? That is another very common question. Now, the third is what are your strengths and weaknesses? What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? Prepare these commonly asked five questions. The fourth is it is where do you see yourself in the next after 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What way, how much progress are you expecting in the next 5 years? The fifth is why are you leaving your current job? Why aren't you happy at your current job? Why are you leaving that? So these are common interview questions. Now the fifth segment is it is behavior. The fifth segment is interview questions types. So there are interview question types. There are five. One is open-ended questions, like they will encourage you to talk more and more, so they are better able to understand you. Then there will be closed-ended question, like the question where you have to respond either with a yes or with a no. The third is behavioral one. It is about the past experiences. Now the fourth is situational one. It is hypothetical scenarios, about the hypothetical scenarios. Now the fifth is the technical one, job specific skills. So these are the interview questions types. Now the next is it is about the body language and non-verbal cues. About the body language and about the non-verbal cues. Maintain eye contact. Body language and non-verbal cues. Maintain eye contact. Number two, smile and show enthusiasm. Number three, sit up straight and relax. Sitting up straight on the one hand, relaxed on the other hand. The fourth is avoid fidgeting and crossing arms or crossing legs. So that is the fifth is use positive gestures. Using positive gestures. So these are the five body language and non-verbal cues. Now the next is after the interview. Once the interview is gone, now what to do? There are five things to do after the interview. Number one, thank interviewer for opportunity. Once you are leaving the room of the interview, thank them. That they provided you an opportunity for this interview. Number two, send follow up email or letter. Send follow up knowing that what is the situation. The third is connect on LinkedIn. The fourth is prepare for potential follow up questions. They might ask certain follow up questions as well after the once the interview is over. Now the fifth is negotiate salary and benefits. If at all the job has been offered to you, then negotiate the salary and the benefits. Now the next segment is common interview mistake. There are certain mistakes which are very common. Most of the people are seen making these mistakes, and these are five in number. The first one is it is the lack of preparation. The second common mistake is poor communication skill. The third common mistake is negative attitude or body language. The fourth common mistake is inability to answer the question. The fifth common mistake is failure to follow up. So these are the common interview mistakes. Now it is the tips for success. These are five in number. The first tip for the success is it is be yourself and be authentic. Don't pose at all. Don't lie at all. Be genuine. Be authentic. The second tip for the success is prepare and research thoroughly. Preparing and researching thoroughly. That is the second tip for success. The third tip for success is show enthusiasm and interest. Showing an enthusiasm and showing the interest. Now the fourth tip for the success is listen actively and respond thoughtfully. Listening actively, paying full attention to them, and responding thoughtfully as well. Now the fifth tip for the success is follow up and follow through. Follow up and follow through. Now it is the these are the five tips for the success. Now it is post interview reflection. These are five. The post interview reflection. The first post interview reflection is evaluate performance. We are reflecting here about interview. How did I make it there? I mean, what was my situation there? How much did I perform well? So these are the post interview reflections. Number one, evaluate your performance during the interview. Number two, identify areas for improvement where you could not perform properly, and identify these areas. The third is send thank you note or email. Sending the thank you note or the email, thanking them, the note or the email. The fourth post interview reflection is follow up with interview. Stay in touch with them. The fifth post interview reflection is prepare for next interview opportunity anywhere else. Prepare for the next interview opportunity anywhere else. Now, by following these guidelines, you will increase your chances of acing the interview and landing your desired role. So that is something very important, very useful, very beneficial about the interview. That's all for today.